Hello, I hope you are doing well today. I thought I'd just check in and make a quick update about what I've been stitching on 2023 so far. I actually haven't been stitching on that many projects. I've been spending a little bit more time on a couple of my projects. Just because I'm gonna put at least one of them on pause for a while, so I wanted to spend a little bit more time on that one. But this is what I've been stitching on for the first couple of days in January. This is the fitting from Heaven and Earth Design, and like I said, just a couple of days, 2 days. I did spend a few days in December too, so that's why it's only 2 days now. So a little progress, not too much, but I'm stitching away, and I'm doing the diagonal square by square, and I think I'm gonna keep doing that and see where it takes me with this project. I want to keep it kind of short, so the information about the projects I'm going to list them in the description below. But I'm just going to say that the ones, this is like all of my favorite things, like the 25 count, the 1/1, Heaven and Earth, full coverage. That's my jam, so to speak. So yeah, I do like it, and I think I'm gonna spend my monogamous month in May on this one, because I do want to make a little bit more progress, so I get into or sort of past the background thing. Even though I'm still enjoying stitching it, it's always nice to see more of the center of the piece coming together. I have so far stitched 7,810 stitches, which is 2.24%. So not too much, but I'm on my way, and I do make progress, slow but steady. And this is my new project for this year so far. I've spent about 3 days on this, and that includes the little bit of gridding that I made. It's stitch on aida, and yeah, I mean, I have seen this project on many other Flosstube channels, so I really wanted to give it a go, and it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy stitching on aida, so that's perfectly fine. This was the kit. And like I said, I list the information more down below. And here is the Cornflowers, the kit from Riolis. I've spent about, about 8 days on this so far this year. And I am making, of course, progress, but I want to make more, because this is the one that I really want to finish this year, and it's not too big, as you can see, so it's it's doable, but yeah, we'll see if it will happen. But I mean, as soon as you start stitching on it, you do make progress quite quickly. The paper chart is easy to follow, so yeah, this is a sort of a quick stitch once you pick it up. And yeah, to be continued. Hopefully I'll finish it this year. Here is my beloved project, Pandemic from Long Dog Samplers, and this is, yeah, one of my definite favorites. I so enjoy stitching on it, and I think I mentioned before that this is the one also that I tend to bring with me. So I do stitch on this quite often, like a little bit here and there, but hang on, let me see. Yeah, I spent about 10 days on this so far this year. I have completed 18,814 stitches, which is about 24, a little bit more than 24%. So I'm really making progress on this one too, and I'm having so much fun doing it. So this is how far I've come. So this is one of my other new projects that I've just started this year. It is called Kitty Litter, and it's a dimensions kit. I did make just a couple of changes because you're supposed to use more than 2 threads, I think, in the background. And I did start doing that, but I didn't like the feeling. It was just not fun to stitch. So I just started over, and I'm doing 2 threads. It's not, since it's 10th stitch or half a cross stitch, however you want to call it. It's not then as full coverage as you can see maybe, but I don't mind that. I prefer to have a nice smooth feeling when I'm stitching, so I prefer that. And this is one of the cutest images that I have seen in a long while. So I'm really happy that I got to start this, and it's not too big, so we'll see how much progress I can make on this this year. It's really fun. I'm looking forward to continue on this one. And here is my beloved little match girl. This is a project that I'm probably just gonna put aside for a little while. We are getting closer into, well, we are getting into spring, even though it snowed quite a lot yesterday. So we're still sort of in the winter times, even though we are getting closer to spring. So I have spent actually quite a lot of days on this one. I spent like 15 days just because I knew that I wasn't going to stitch much more. I want to take a pause, a little bit of break from this one, and pick it up maybe again in October or November. We'll see. I as you can see, I mean, I did a great job completing. It's so satisfying when you get like the straight line, the diagonal, and the parking and all that. But then, you know, because my brain is what it is, I did switch back into cross country. And as you will see later on, this tends to be my MO. I sort of strive for the straight lines, parking, and being really happy with that, because that is satisfying. But then I do kind of love cross country. It also is really satisfying to just stitch along to the end of a thread and finishing it before moving on to the next one. So I guess this is where I'm at. I'm just gonna switch back and forth between cross country and parking. And yeah. But anyways, did I tell you? I have completed 49,916 stitches, which is 32.6%. So I am really making progress on this. And it's one of, you know, it's a 25 count, and it's 1/1, it's heaven and earth, it's full coverage. I love everything about it. But still, gonna just take a little bit of a break from it for now. And here's the stamped kit, my first ever pre-stamped kit, and I am getting into it more and more as I keep stitching on it. I know I said that it is not one of my favorites, and it still is not, but I am enjoying it more and more the more I stitch on it, because it is really relaxing just to have everything on the fabric and just keep stitching on. Again, the 11 count Aida is not my favorite. I don't enjoy stitching with 3 threads. Well, I do kind of, but it's not my preferred way of stitching. So I have been looking a bit for 14 count Aida for the pre-stamp kits, but I haven't really managed to find anyone that feels okay to buy, and I also want it to be an image that I like, so yeah, no luck with that. But I did buy 2 more stamp kits, so obviously I am enjoying it enough to invest more money in it. I just prefer to have the one completed and then start another one. So now I actually have 2 that are waiting for me, and we'll see when I finish this one. I'm in no hurry. I'm never in a hurry to finish. So yeah, just plodding along, one stitch at a time as usual. This is the one that I call the dancing party. I'm not sure that it is the correct name, but it wasn't easy to figure out the name and with the translation and all that. So yeah, dancing party is what I call it. And again, this is such a fun stitch. I really have I have a lot of fun when I'm stitching on this one, and I do complete the back stitching as I go, partly because it's just more satisfying to see, especially for the face and all that, to just see it come together as you move along. And also I tend to prefer to do that rather than completing all this cross stitching and then go back and sort of start over, which seems to work for some people. I just prefer to do it as I go. And I've spent about 6 days on this so far this year. And for the stamp kit that I talked about just before this, I spent about 4 days this year. So not too much yet. And this one, I mean, it's also satisfying, like I said, because you do get to complete like the full picture and just really move along, which is satisfying. And yeah, it's long though, so it's still gonna take a while to get to the end. But if you see it, if you can get your hands on it, just do it, because it's a lot of fun. And lastly, but not least in any way, shape or form, this is of course a Stitch in Time Aimee Steward Heaven and Earth design. I have spent so far 5 days this year on it. I've completed about 14,200 stitches, a little bit more, which is almost 2%. It is 1.99%. And as you can see, I mean, I did start to complete a straight line on the diagonal, but then again moved into a bit more cross country. Yeah, I think it's a way also to in a way that I like to challenge myself to really complete and get to that straight line. Like I said, it's very satisfying, but then also move into more cross country, which is satisfying in some way, and then I think just go back and then fill in and return to the straight lines. So this is definitely the way that I seem to be working on these bigger projects, that I move a little bit more back and forth on these ones. Again, my favorite 25 count 1/1 Heaven and Earth full coverage, and these really big ones, there is something special about starting and just stitching away on this. It gives me so much joy. And also this year, it's, I don't know, I've just really felt extra happy while stitching. I am enjoying every bit of it. So anyways, this is a really quick video. I didn't want to go on for too much and talk too much. So I have plans to start at least 1 or 2 more pretty soon. I also had a request for maybe talking a little bit more about grading and stuff, so I might do that. And actually, yeah, I think I'll do that, because the one that I'm thinking about starting is on black fabric, so that would be a great example to maybe show you how I choose to grid black fabric. Anyways, if you're interested, keep your eyes out for that one, because that will be coming pretty soon too. I hope you have a very good rest of March and rest of 2023, of course. Happy stitching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.